If you can sell this on Instagram, that's one thing. If you can sell an email, it's another. Selling it on a webinar is the third way to do it. You want to use your webinar to build your email list. If you could just do a webinar and it could just pull a ton of people off of Instagram onto your email list, the majority of my email list is from using webinars as a lead magnet.
Okay.
Only advertise your webinar once you can do it and you convert. Don't do it organic the first 3 to 5 times until you feel like, oh, this is great, I just converted a really dope one. And then you can look at how do I use advertisement to move people to the webinar. So you want to start with your stack, right? Your offer stack. It's $197 for your course. What's the value of the course? How much does it change people's lives? What would someone pay for speech therapy out of pocket, that's not covered by the school system, to get these problems solved? $1,000, $2,000. So a semester's worth of physical therapy. So the nominal price, the value is $4,320, but you can get it today for just $197. So we start with the stack. You need bonus number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and these are the top 3 objections. Like, well, do you have a downloadable schedule for when to do X, Y, and Z? Do you have the handouts for the exercise? Like, hey, you get the, like the toolkit, which is all the handouts. It's like, hey, if you get it on the webinar today, not only do you get the course and the training on how to do this with your child, you get the PDF handouts and worksheets. You get the you get the instruct, because people are like, well, what about, like, maybe there's the top 3 questions people have about your course, like, why should they do it now? At the price you're charging, you might not be getting these, but it's what's the tangible thing, which is the PDFs. That's the tangible printable thing. There might be a bonus video, like maybe you can just create another like, is there a thing that's it's not the 10th video in a series of 9, it's another video that complements a problem that people have. So these are your bonuses, your offer stack. They get a private membership portal, and maybe they have a private Facebook community, and they get lifetime access to that. I know you're all in on Instagram, but maybe they get a Facebook community because they're all on Facebook too, and that's where they can ask questions, and eventually they can ask you or your team members questions, if you bring on other people to help do stuff, so they can get access to that for life. And your Facebook community just becomes another lead magnet for you. So you start with your offer stack. And so the total value should be 10x the price. So if the price is $200, the total value should be at least $2,000. But if you're like, you get these things, all these handouts together, that's worth, $500. And the Facebook community is invaluable. And this other thing, this other training to teach somebody else, to help the teachers or help the babysitter, that's worth $1,000. One of the bonuses alone should be worth more than the cost of admission. So you start with your offer stack and you figure out the offer stack, and now we work backwards. What are the top? It's like the top 3 problems or objections. It's the internal reason that this won't work, it's the external reason, and then it's the vehicle. The vehicle is your course or product. So like ClickFunnels, right? The vehicle is you need funnels. The only place to get it is ClickFunnels. That's one thing. And the external reason is what other people won't let you do to get this program. So, they already have a speech therapist. They're already doing something in the school. What is that excuse that someone else is keeping them from moving into your program? And then the internal objection, I don't have enough time.
Yeah, time's a big one.
I don't have enough time, or I have 5 kids. How am I going to do this with 5 kids? It's probably a time thing, not a money thing. A money thing would be an external objection. Internal objection is, what's inside of me that's going to keep this from happening? Or I don't know. I'm just a parent, and I don't know how to take care of my kid all day long. So now, once you know those things, now when you build out your webinar, you have like an intro and a welcome, and then like a promise, which is kind of like your pre-frame the pitch. That's one of the shortest ways to do it. You say, hey, you're here, and I'm going to do everything I can in the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes to teach you these big things: the promise, the title. If at the end, what I'm going to do is I've got a program that helps people do X, Y, and Z. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to spend a few minutes at the end telling you about the program and how you can get on board with it.
Okay.
So you pre-frame it, and then you teach the internal, external, and vehicle. So these are the 3 secrets. You teach your 3 like secrets, which are the internal, external, and the vehicle. You teach them what to want using testimonials and stories. And you build each section like that, and then once you do that, you build those sections. Then at the end you have your pitch. So the way the pitch goes is, you have a transition. One of the ones I learned from Bedros is, hey, by the way, I've got this program. It's called the Cash PT Blueprint. It gets these people these results. The other one is, wouldn't you say that this has been time well spent? But even if we had all day, I couldn't teach you everything you need to know. So that's why I created my program, the Cash PT Blueprint. It's for these people, and it does this. If you were to go get this from a local therapist at the school, you'd have to wait a few weeks. You have to fill out the form, you have to wait and get approved, and then it still costs you about $2,000. But in this program, I've helped thousands of people get these results, and it's just $197 today when you enroll on the webinar. Okay, but that's not all you're gonna get, and then you introduce each of the bonuses. Every time you introduce a bonus, you tell them what they're gonna get. You tell them like course, price, bonus, price. Then it's the next bonus, it's course, bonus 1, bonus 2, and then it's course, bonus like 1, 2, 3. You just keep reminding them, here's what it costs, here's what you're gonna get, and that's how you roll out a stack. So by the end, you've got the whole value stack. As soon as you start the pitch is when you drop in a link for people to register or go to it. And then when you come in and you stack it, you say, hey, you just enrolled today. It's just going to be this. Go to the link. You just tell people what to do. You keep repeating yourself. In that space, you can answer any objections that people have told you that you might have. Or you might not be getting a lot of objections, and that's totally cool. You can be like, hey, you know what? This may not be for you. And if you're at all hesitant to do it, like, cool, but I know if you have a child with this problem and you want this result, this is the next best step for you. The other thing we do at the end is I do a Q&A. And so as part of the promise, you can say, and at the end, we'll have a Q&A where you can ask me any question about the course. And when I get there, I say, hey, what question do you have about the course and whether it's right for you? If you have a question about anything else, just drop it in the chat, and I'll do my best to get to it. Because if you use this as an evergreen program, you don't want to say, hey, I'm going to do it live, or I'm going to get to all the questions. You just want to say, hey, I'm going to do my best to get to all the questions. And you may get so many people on here that you might be like, holy cow, I can only answer a handful of these questions.
Yeah.
So between answering each question, give another call to action to get the course for everybody. So answer a question and then say, hey, if you're still here, that means you see the value. So what I want you to do is go ahead and click on the link right now and enroll. And as soon as you enroll, we'll get you into our private group and get you the training materials, and so that we can start helping your kids today or tomorrow. And then you just keep doing that until like you're done and you're satisfied and happy and you've answered people's questions. Then I do a follow-up, but that's the main thing for the webinar. Just consider the first webinar is like making sure the tech works. The second webinar is making sure that you get some sales, like your pitch is right. And the third webinar is getting everything kind of together and feeling like it flows somewhat. And then you take your best one. And I would say do it live once a month or once a week, depending on how much money you want to make, right? I would do it live once a week until you get one that just totally smashes it. If you do it that frequency, the first couple will be really big and then they'll get smaller and smaller. But look for your conversion percentage, because if you turn it on evergreen, I make more on the evergreen version of the webinar than I do on the live.